All right, big news earlier this week. JaMarr Chase, who I believe is the best player in college football, opted out of his junior season. Many people anticipated this or discussed this leading up to the decision. As we said on Monday, there's no good time to make this choice. This is something that JaMarr wrestled with for a long time and ultimately made the decision over the weekend. Jimmy is a good friend of ours, a good friend of our show here on Off the Bench, and always very generous with his time. We know that it is in high demand right now as everybody wants to talk to the Chases and find out what's going on. He is kind enough to stop by with us here on this Wednesday morning. Always good to talk to you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Doing okay. Well. Can you just take me through the last 72 hours of your life? I know everybody around LSU football has been crazed and curious about what was going on with JaMarr, and everybody upset that they won't be able to see him play another season. How about for you, somebody that's so close to him and to the situation? What's it been like?
Well, we got enough time on the show, 'cause, it's been pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happened like, you could plan something, but you can't plan the outcome.
Right.
And it's just been a whirlwind ever since then.
What now?
Well, we got to come up with a game plan.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna put some things together, find out how we're gonna move forward with JaMarr, and identify somebody to represent us, and go from there.
How many of those calls have you received since the announcement? I got to imagine that has been very overwhelming because, I mean, Jimmy, he's a top 5 pick. He's a lottery ticket.
Right, and that's why I didn't touch my phone for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
It's been that crazy. It's been nonstop, and that's why I chose to come on here today, right? Because I kind of want to clear the air about some things, right? Got a lot of misinformation out there, and I just want to give you, your listeners, a point of information, because rumors all over the place.
Yep.
I'm hearing all kinds of things. People telling me it's been out since last Thursday, last week sometime. They knew JaMarr was about to do this, and they got the information from me. So that was that was real funny because I don't talk to people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
I can confirm
that's
that.
Yeah, Jordy. Jordy's hitting Jimmy up.
I can confirm that.
But as long as people say this is directly from his dad, everybody believes it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
yeah.
that's far from the truth. Soon as JaMarr made the announcement, the first thing that they said is we signed with an agent, and he was in Dallas working out.
Wow.
And he just made the announcement.
Wow.
So it's just a lot of things that's going on, man, or being said that's not true. That's all.
Where would you want to start? I mean, you want to clear the air. Where would you want to start? Because the floor is yours.
Okay. First of all, we weren't influenced by an agent. We don't have an agent. Okay. If you listen to what I've been saying the whole time, it's this has been a fluid process. JaMarr and I have been processing this thing for the beginning of the football season. And everybody wants to know why we waited till now to do it. When is the best time to do it?
Yeah.
The boy want to play football, but he's torn between playing football and not playing football. And the problem is getting from understanding that, he could play or may not play to making a decision to play or not play.
Mm-hmm.
And in between that is where things get confusing at. He wanted to play, leaving college, leaving LSU. He loved the place. He wanted to do all kind of things there. Nobody looks at if everything was a perfect season, everything was in place. We didn't have all of this stuff going on. JaMarr would be on campus right now, playing football. But we don't want to look at that part. So now they put us in a position where it's we got to make some decisions. And it's what would you do if you was in this situation?
Yeah.
The other thing is Ryan Clark. I don't know how he come up with it. We haven't talked to Ryan Clark in forever. And I feel sorry for Ryan Clark for getting hit with this, but Ryan Clark has nothing to do with it. We made a decision on our information. No, to say that a agent influenced us, to say that we're not competent enough to make decisions on our own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
I process everything. The way things go is I vet everybody or every agent that tries to talk to JaMarr. Right? Once I vet them, then I ain't gonna say might, but then I'll allow them to talk to JaMarr. The problem comes when they can't reach JaMarr.
Mm-hmm.
So when they can't reach JaMarr, they put this information out there because they're mad they're not in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how the game goes. But
I,
it's all good.
I'd imagine.
Understand.
I'd imagine the agent recruiting game makes college football recruiting look like a candy shop.
Right. But the problem with that is we have experience in that area.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you remember JaMarr recruiting, right, it was the same way. And people talked about him. Oh, he don't need to come to LSU. Let him go to Florida. We don't want him over here. And then as soon as he signed with LSU, oh, we love JaMarr. And everything is this. That experience helped us with this experience. That's why I didn't get into that recruiting agent game again.
Talking to Jimmy Chase, father of Biletnikoff winner JaMarr Chase, who's recently declared for the NFL. Jimmy, it all makes a ton of sense to me on the surface. I mean, I feel like I completely understand how y'all arrived at this being the correct decision, but a lot of the fans, the kind of question that keeps coming up is what changed now? Was there a specific piece of information or anything that kind of changed, like with the timing of all of this? What changed to make the decision at this point?
I'm going to say it like this, T-Bob. Common sense.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Common sense prevailed over everything. You got the COVID going on. You got the long-term effects of the COVID. You have generational changing money out there. You have, the bug, the injury bug. You have questions about the season. It's too many questions and too many unanswered things going on.
Yeah.
And to put yourself in that situation may not be the ideal thing, and that's so hard. Yeah. You have to he has to leave college football. He loved college. It's going from being a boy to being a man. You know what I'm saying? And that's a tough decision, man. But it was common sense that prevailed in the end.
Amen.
Yeah, and I think that's well said, man.
That's the best way to answer that.
But what about JaMarr? How is he feeling emotionally right now? Because as you're saying, this is not like someone who didn't want to be out there with his brother. So how is he handling the kind of new reality that he's in?
Well, I think it happened before he made the decision.
Mm-hmm.
The emotions. He was pretty torn up for a couple of days, leading up to making a decision. And, I told him to, don't rush to do anything. Don't put yourself under any pressure. Don't need to make any decision. Go to sleep and pray, And he did that, and he came up with his answer.
Jimmy Chase joining us here, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria. Yeah, the theories have been wild. I heard David Pollack on a podcast, on a college football podcast, said that JaMarr Chase is leaving LSU because he doesn't think the LSU offense is going to be as good as it was last season. I mean, it's just
right.
the theories are wild.
Right, and see, that's another one. It has nothing to do with that. Miles Brennan, JaMarr told me Miles Brennan was looking the best that he ever seen him. Okay, everything was on point, and things was clicking. It just happened to be. That's probably made the decision even harder. Everything is going pretty good with the team. You know what I'm saying? The team is not the problem. On the field is not the problem. It's just off the field stuff. It's not the problem. It's the problem.
Yeah.
If everything was around us, this wouldn't even be an issue.
Yeah. It's just this year, 2020. It's just a crazy year. Now, Jimmy, that position group better than most. With JaMarr's absence, who do you kind of look to step up and fill that void the most? Who's going to impress people this season?
Terrence Marsh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Terrence Marsh is he goes. All the doubters, all the people that had questions about him, you're going to see him in full full effect. Terrence Marsh is going to take over. Race is going to add something to that. And then I think you got a couple of young guys. Jared Jenkins looking good out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, they loaded over there with the receiver.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Jimmy, what is
I think that,
what's your conversations been like with LSU?
we haven't had much conversation right now. You know, this is a sensitive situation for everybody involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like there's a lot is going on over there. I talked to a couple of coaches, and you know, they told me that they support us and stuff like that. But you know, it's tough all the way around, man.
Yeah.
Even for us, we got to figure out what we're gonna do with football season. You know, because our life was centered around Saturday in Tiger Stadium.
Yeah.
Now that's come to an end, and like might have to come hang out with you guys.
Come on. Come
I'll
on,
be in
Jimmy.
the studio watching every
Let's
game.
go,
Come on
man.
up, dude.
You know you're welcome.
You come sit with me. We'll drink some beers. Watch
And Jimmy,
the game.
like really, like from a friend, like just somebody speak. You don't know anybody anything, man. I mean, your son gave everything he could to LSU, and probably will go down as the best wide receiver in program's history. And like you said, if anybody was sitting in your situation where their son had $30 million guaranteed staring them in the face, the decision really becomes easy at that point. I mean, it really does. I mean, right? I mean, like common sense, it just says, hey, look, we're just gonna
It's
sit
what he
out.
said. It goes back to the unknowns. There's so much risk. Why? JaMarr is also, because of last year and what he did, he is in a completely unique spot where he has he has the tape, right? And so if you can manage that risk, then why wouldn't you? And now he gets to focus fully, not just on getting physically ready for the next level, but mentally as well, right? He can start to pick people's brains now, start to figure out, okay, what's the biggest leaps between college and the pros? How do I conduct myself as a professional? Like, he can do all of these things on an extended time period compared to the normal thing where it's like you get done in January and then you got a couple weeks to get ready for the combine. They get a couple weeks. He now has all of this prep time. We know he can do it physically, and now he has all this prep time to get ready for it. It just makes too much sense.
Do you have an ideal time when you want him to get started?
No, that's what we're trying to figure out, because, you know, you don't want to overwork him, you know, with all of this time off, but you don't want to let him get out of shape. So I think, you know, we're going to take a couple of weeks off, let him focus on finishing school, and then we're going to ease into a little regimen and stuff like that, keep him active, you know.
Jimmy, it is great to hear from you. You have got a 100% of our full support, and anytime the superstar is ready to speak to the people of Louisiana, you know where he's got an invitation and a spot.
Man, I appreciate you guys, bro.
Always,
Appreciate you guys.
always, Jimmy.
Yeah.
We'll stay in touch. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Always. There he is, Jimmy Chase checking in. Would you rather Wednesday next?